Is pop music evil? Are there certain types of music more holy or more Christian than others? Is it a sin to listen to anything other than Christian gospel music? I'm going to be giving you my perspective on these questions in today's episode. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Aaron Geezy here, bringing you the Geeztown perspective. And for today's topic, is pop music evil? I'm just going to give you my perspective, what I think about it. I consider myself to be a Christian. I go to church pretty regularly, read the Bible, believe in God, believe in Jesus, all that kind of stuff. I'm also a musician, a producer, singer-songwriter, been in and around the music industry for a long time, and it's something I'm passionate about. But, there's this question, what's the deal here with music and Christianity? I mean, is it like, you join the church, you get born again, you can only listen to Christian gospel music, otherwise it's a sin? Or, what's the deal? Because, for me, honestly, I've never liked Christian music, really. I've kind of tried to get into certain bands or certain things. They're like, oh, it's positive, I should listen to this, it'll help me or something. But, I don't know. It's never really like sunk in. I just could never really get into it. It always just felt forced. Like, oh, I'm only doing this to do my religious duty to listen to this kind of music. But it doesn't really inspire me. It's not really like if I just heard it and be like instantly, oh, that's a great song, I want to listen to that. That just hasn't really happened with me. And that's a big problem right there, honestly. Because let's think about this for a second. What are we actually trying to do with Christian music? Christian, supposedly, music. Shouldn't Christian music be trying to reach people, trying to inspire people? And instead, I feel like it's more like people slap that Christian label on in order to sell their music to churches. Buy my music, I'll come play at your church. It's like a marketing technique rather than an actual, motive of trying to reach people. Whereas in the music industry of just people that want to make music, it's a lot more focused on like, let's make this great song because I want it to reach people. John Mayer is someone that I'm really inspired by, whether he's, a Christian artist or not, or that I necessarily agree with everything he says or not. He talks about his songwriting. I just remember specifically him saying something along the lines of, it's a much better compliment when someone says, man, that song, you wrote, it just really helped me through this bad situation. When music really reaches people and touches people, it really can help them through some tough times, whether it's a Christian song about worshiping Jesus or not. I hear all kinds of stories from, musicians about how their music has reached people and, stopped people from committing suicide, or maybe it just helped them through, a really hard time in their life when they're going through a really bad breakup or something like that. Or, it could just be that it inspires people. It gets people, together. Like I've heard all kinds of crazy, scientific studies on, I think I heard a study one time about how, if you go to a concert, they're playing music, like everyone is, synchronized in that same song, that same emotion, and like your hearts actually beat like somehow together at the same time. Or I don't know. I've heard some crazy things like that, but music is powerful, and I just feel like, we should be reaching people and not just, slapping the Christian label on it and going, this is Christian music, you better listen to this if you want to be holy. That's dumb. That's religious. That's the Pharisees, trying to make money and trying to, get people to do stuff for no good reason. Honestly. Yeah. That's my take on it. Agree with me, don't agree with me. I know there's some people that are just really rigid about lyrics and about all these kind of things. And, lyrics, I just say, here's what music is. You have the music, the rhythm, notes, all that stuff. then you have the lyrics. Like there's two parts of it, right? And I feel like there's something to be said about, you know, Christian music, like just the music without the lyrics. I mean, how would you define that? Because I think that by itself should be really great. It should move people. You should hear it and like, wow, that's great. I want to listen to that. That inspires me. You know, you should have that feeling just from the music. And if the music isn't doing that, I would say that's just as much not Christian as lyrics that are about, you know, a bunch of sinful things. But then on the other hand, with lyrics, I mean, here's what you have to understand is that pop artists are people. They're human beings, all right? It's not like they aren't, you know, for the most part, they aren't sitting around like thinking, you know, I need to like come up with something and manipulate, you know, change culture and, you know, try to get everyone to sin. I mean, they aren't thinking like that. They're writing a song expressing themselves. That's what they're doing. I mean, they're just being human beings and they're expressing themselves. And whether that's, you know, positive or negative, good or bad, I mean, you get the same thing if you just live your life in the world. I mean, you go to work, you go to church, you go to, you know, the coffee shop, you go to the grocery store, you go wherever, you run into people, you talk to people, you know, you're going to run into some people that are like positive and uplifting and some people that are just, you know, swear words every other word and negative and whatever. I mean, that's the world we live in. I mean, what are we supposed to do? You know, oh, I became a Christian, so now I just hide in this little cave and not let anyone, you know, oh, you said a swear word, can't ever talk to you again. I mean, that's not how it works. So I think, you know, with music, you know, I think we should try to see the good in people and just treat it the same way we would treat people. I mean, you do have, you know, in the same way, like you can control what kind of music you listen to, just like you can control the kind of people you're around. You know, if there's certain people in your life that are just really negative and complaining and, you know, talking about sinful things all the time, I mean, I don't think you just need to like cast those people out and never speak to them and, you know, you're just like this leper, don't touch me kind of thing. But on the other hand, you probably don't want to spend like all of your time around that either because that will drain you and that will affect you. And it's the same thing with music. You do have a little bit more control over what you listen to. But if someone comes on and, you know, I mean, one example, there's a song by a guy named Kendrick Lamar. All right, he's a rapper, you know, has a lot of swear words and things in his song. But, you know, amongst that, he has a song called All Right, where he says, you know, if God's got us, we're going to be all right. And you know, that song also has swear words in it. But you can say, oh, he's got swear words, you know, cast you out, you're bad. Or you can see the good in it and say, hey, at least he's got, you know, one thing that's positive, that's right. And, you know, in a world where, guess what, not everyone speaks perfectly and doesn't swear. You know, some people, you know, aren't even Christians and, you know, say swear words all the time and things. You know, in that world, you know, he's reaching a different audience that Michael W. Smith or some other Christian artist would never reach that audience, but that he's reaching, and he's saying something positive about God. I mean, you know, that's the way I try to see it. See the good in it. See, like, you know, not be so rigid about everything, but just try to see the good in it. And personally, I mean, yeah, you have to pay attention to how things affect you. You have to know yourself. You have to know, like, you know, if listening to this certain thing is going to really make me depressed or really, you know, cause me to be in this situation that's going to be tempting in an area where I'm weak. I mean, you know, you got to avoid certain things that are going to affect you in certain ways. I mean, you just have to know yourself, and everyone's a little bit different in that aspect. So that's my take on it. One other thing, there's a Bible verse that I want to read. It's Matthew 21:28. And this is Jesus talking to the Pharisees. And the thing with the Pharisees are the only people that Jesus ever really like judged and put down, right? And those are like the most religious, like rigid, you know, how dare you heal someone on the Sabbath day, you know, kind of people, right? And Jesus just like told them off all the time. But anyway, so Matthew 21:28 He's talking to the Pharisees. He says, "What do you think? There was a man who had 2 sons. He came to the first and said, 'Son, go and work today in the vineyard.' And he answered, 'I will not.' But afterward he changed his mind and went. Then the man came to the second and said the same thing. And he replied, 'I will go, sir,' but he did not go. Which of the 2 did the will of the Father?" They replied, "The first one." And now this is the drop the mic, Jesus tells these people off. He says, Jesus said to them, "Truly I tell you, the tax collectors and the harlots will get into the kingdom before you." And if you don't know what a harlot is, that's a prostitute. All right. So he's basically saying, these Pharisees that, that talk the talk, that pretend they're so religious and righteous or whatever, he's putting them down and saying, look, it's about doing, the son that he said, "Oh, I'm not going to do it," but then he actually went and did it. That's the son that did the will of the Father, not these people that just talk the talk, right? So that's why I say, there's Christian music that maybe their lyrics are all about Jesus and praising God and all that stuff, but it doesn't inspire anyone. It doesn't make you go like, wow, this is amazing. It doesn't reach people that aren't Christians that just hear that music and go, wow, that's a really catchy, great song that I want to listen to. I mean, maybe there are some exceptions, but I'm just not really seeing them all over the place. I mean, to me, some of the best Christian music are positive, uplifting songs that come from pop artists. Like "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson would be one example. A more recent example, there's a song called "Purpose" by Justin Bieber that I really like. And, you can say what you want about Justin Bieber, but I just try to see the good in him. I see what he's doing. The song "Purpose," it basically is a worship song. It's about thanking God for giving him purpose. So anyway, I think I've said enough. That's my take on it. I'd like to hear what you guys think in the comments. So, go ahead and let me know there. Otherwise, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more, and thanks for watching. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'll be making more videos for you guys in the coming days and weeks, and I wouldn't want you to miss them. Also, make sure you check out my music. If you go to Geeztown.com and sign up for my email list, I will send you 2 free songs. Also, if you'd prefer to pay, you can also find my music at iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Spotify, and most digital music retailers. Otherwise, until next time, I will see you later. Bye.